Welcome to the Oakdale Park and Recs Commission meeting. February 16th, 2021. Do roll call, and I believe we're only missing Jake and Brian, but otherwise we're good to go. Do the Pledge of Allegiance. You all join me. I pledge allegiance to
the flag
of the
United States
States of America, and
to
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
liberty.
for liberty and justice for all.
All right. Did everyone get a chance to look at October's meeting minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions, comments, concerns on those?
No. Oh, go ahead, Glenn.
Okay, I guess I just wanted to ask, since we didn't spend the money for the temporary warming houses, now does that money just roll over into next year, or is it returned to the general fund for the Parks and Rec?
Jeff, didn't we put warming houses out?
No, not this year, not with the COVID.
Oh.
They were closed through January. Governor had them closed down, and then it made no sense to put them out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
They're still staff. They got to be 50% the capacity. So made no sense. Had only one person throughout the whole winter who has inquired about it. Otherwise, I haven't heard anything, no complaints whatsoever. So, and
Okay.
I don't know what the answer would be on that, Glenn.
Okay.
As far as budget and stuff wise, I'm not sure what they'll do with it. It's interesting right now with our regular budget. So I'll get an answer for you tomorrow and see where that goes, but I'm not sure.
I got a couple questions for Brian anyway, so I'll email him on that.
Yeah. And he won't be here tonight. He said he wouldn't be joining us too.
Okay.
Tonight,
In the office
so you
tomorrow.
know. Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask him about that, and I had another question for him, so I'll do both of them.
Okay.
And I'll email out. Anything else, Glenn?
Oh, it's
I
a long meeting minutes.
Jan, did you have a question?
Well, yeah, sort of. From the minutes, talking about the Willowbrook development and park planning, it says the contractor intends to start grading this fall with first phase. 50,000 is budgeted for park planning. What does that include in that 50,000? I mean, I know Brian's not going to be at this meeting. Will we get more information, I guess, later on that, or?
Yeah, I think that was a rough number
what the-
that Brian threw out. And then as we get closer to development, which from what I hear, a lot of it's going to start really popping off here from listening to the council meeting programs.
Yeah, I've gone by it. They've definitely, have started it, with the roads and all that. But
I
as
believe
far
there's
as
like
parks-
2 or 3 developers that are going to start here like real soon, if not this early spring, mid-spring, I think is what I'd heard.
Okay. But I just didn't know what our part in the 50,000 as far as the commission, do we get to, or is there like, the developers also has people planning out the parks and how they'll be, and we get to okay it, or I don't know. I guess it's kind of where that question is.
Actually, that would be a
looming.
good question for Jake if he was here. I believe everything, they're just going to allot us area, and I believe then we turn it into development. I don't know how much they're going to do.
Yeah, I think Paul, to answer part of that question, some of it will go through the planning commission, then it'll be forwarded to the parks commission, as I understand it.
Okay. All right.
We can, certainly ask Brian, and he can come back next month with, answering those questions for you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah, I
do
know
that.
it's a little premature, but I just,
Yep.
see it being developed and wonder,
Well,
what's
at the
going
rate
on.
it's going, I think it's gonna be pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
No, not at all. And then I think we have the other bus stop or the bus station on 4th and Helmo.
The green
Oh, right.
line or
Yeah.
All right, any other questions on the minutes? Then I just need a motion to approve.
I'll motion.
Jan will motion, any second?
I can second if
Yeah.
Jan motioned.
All
Oh,
in favor?
okay. Aye.
I,
Opposed?
Aye.
Then the meeting minutes are approved. All right, now we move on to, we're going to pass up Jake for the city council update. Move on to chair and vice chair vote. In your packets, you should have received how we're going to do it through the new virtual election. What we'll do is we'll nominate each position, and then if there's a vote, then we have to do a verbal vote. And then we approve the nominations, and then we do an all in favor. Or
A roll call at the end, right?
so we need a nomination for chair.
I
I'll
will
nominate
motion to
Paul.
nominate Paul Lockhart for the position of chairperson.
I'll second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Then I need a nomination for vice chair.
I nominate Jan
nominate.
Cunningham.
Jenny and Jan for vice. So then we need to do a roll call vote on
Hey,
vice.
Paul, let's back up a little bit. So we need to make a motion to close nominations.
Oh, sorry.
And then we
I was
need a
thinking of it as
second
a
for
group.
that as well.
Okay, so there was a motion. Need a motion for chairperson for Paul Lockhart. Motion from anyone?
I motion it.
We already did that.
And then
And a second?
second,
I'll second.
So then we elect as presented, or we can vote on that. So it's up to the commission.
do we want to do a vote on that or
For the chair
chair?
position?
Yep. So we have to do a roll call vote?
Aye.
No, I say we just leave it as is, as,
Elect as presented.
yeah.
Okay, elect as presented.
So
Very
Paul,
good.
if you want a motion, or if someone wants to make a motion for the chair and the vice chair, and then we follow up, we conclude with a roll call. So you'll call the names, and then it'll be a yay or nay
On the vice chair
for both.
for
And
both?
at the end, we can take a roll, at a roll.
Okay. So then we have our nominations for chair. We have our nominations for vice.
Mhm.
So then we move on to a motion, a roll call election or a roll call vote on vice.
Correct.
Okay. So we need to do a roll call on vice. Jan? We have Jenny and Jan for vice.
I'll vote myself.
So we're yaying or naying, okay? The roll call,
Oh. So yay
Yeah.
yes. Or
for
no,
myself.
Yeah.
no. So what our nominations were, it was Paul for vice. Did we start with that? And then the chair
Okay,
would be Jan.
yay,
Okay, perfect.
yay.
Well, wait a minute. I thought
Right.
it was Paul for chair.
Chair.
Paul is chair, Jan for vice, and Jenny
Yeah.
for vice.
Yep.
So
So
I
we're doing-
motion those three. And
So
then
we're
do we
doing-
just go, and then we can close the nominations? Is that what we need to do?
So we just need to do the roll call then at the end. So we call everyone's name and then it's a yay or nay.
So for chair, Paul, Jan, you vote.
Yay for
Yay.
Paul.
Freddie for chair.
Yay.
Steve for chair.
Yay.
Jenny for chair.
Yay.
Glenn for chair.
Yay.
And we can't get Mark.
Yay.
Oh, he's got audio.
Okay.
I got volume, just no camera.
Yep,
Okay.
no problem.
IT is not dealing with me very well.
All right, so with all yays, then the chair passes as Paul being chairperson. Okay, so now we need to do the same for vice chair. We have Jan and Jenny. So do we just go through the roll call and ask who they're voting for?
So if they're, okay, well, if we're gonna vote, it needs to be through the chat. Or if we just, so there was two, Jenny and Jan, who were nominated.
Yep.
So if we want to go through the chat, let's do that. Okay.
Okay.
Do we have to put it on chat?
Yes.
Do we just do it to you or to
Yeah,
everybody?
just to me is fine.
And you have your name as Alyssa, you know
I'm
that, right?
Alyssa. Yep, I'm Alyssa.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm on chat or no?
You gotta click chat, and then at the
I
bottom
did.
left, you'll see two and change, do that drop down window and choose,
Okay. Everyone?
no,
Alyssa.
Alyssa.
Okay. And then what?
type in who you're
I
voting
will-
for.
Yeah, so you'll plug those in and then I will tally and share that with the group.
Everyone send their vote in.
Paul, did you get yours?
I sent yours.
Yep, I see it. It was on the top. Okay, so it looks like we have, the majority goes to Jenny for the vice chair.
Okay, good.
And so let's do a roll call then for Jenny as the vice chair.
So we need a roll call on nominating Jenny as vice chair. Jan? Yea or nay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yay.
Freddie?
Yay.
Steve Meyer?
Yay.
Jenny?
Yay.
Glenn?
Yay.
Mark?
Yay.
So all yeas. So then motion carries. Jenny is now the vice chair for Park and Recs.
Congratulations, Jenny.
Congrats, Jen.
And Paul.
And then that's all we
And
need
Paul.
then.
Yep, we can
All right.
move on to the next.
Awesome. We can back up and go back up to City Council member Jake for City Council update.
Hi, Commission. First of all, I apologize. I was waiting patiently in the lobby for quite some time. So sorry I missed you initially. But first of all, wanted to just kind of update everybody on why I'm here instead of Colleen. Council and Mayor made a decision to switch up commissions. And as of right now, the plan is to do that yearly with actually even with deputy mayor as well. So I will be your liaison in 2021. As far as beyond that, I'm not sure exactly what will happen. Next, I would like to congratulate our chair and vice chair on your election.
Thank you.
I had a lot of fun chairing the planning commission, and it's always fun. And the third thing is I noticed on the agenda that staff is going to be updating you guys on several items. So I will not bore you and be redundant. And last but not least, I am in my laundry room. I did the best I could to avoid the kids, but as you see, Peyton wanted to come in and see what was going on. So I apologize for that. And I will stand for any questions.
Commissioners, any questions for Councilmember Jake?
Well, we were talking about the Willowbrook property and said, you know, if Jake were here, we'd ask him. And I don't know if you heard that part or not, Jake, but
I did not.
okay, well, we were talking about Willowbrook and I think Brian has to also talk about this, but from the minutes in October when the last meeting was, there's a budget of 50,000 for the park planning. And we're just wondering how that actually proceeds through. Is it going through planning and then, you
That
know,
is a great
city
question.
council?
Yeah, that is a great question. And I know we addressed that recently, and frankly, I don't know what the answer is off the top of my head. Would you guys like me to get the answer and report back?
Yeah.
I've got a list of things that I need to contact Brian about, so I was going to add that in there
Okay.
and find out.
Okay. Yeah,
how it
I
works.
know that's been and I know that's been addressed, and we have had some conversations as well regarding long-term budgeting. You know, because there is going to need to be some initial investment once the neighborhood starts getting built out. And I don't think we have an exact timetable yet in terms of when we're going to start really focusing on the parks up in Willowbrook. But it has been discussed, and it is on, you know, it is on the front burner. So I'm sorry, I can't provide a better answer there. I do know that it's been discussed though.
All right. I have another question for you on the lot
Sure.
up on 4th Street. I know going through listening to the council videos, that lot an offer was given on that lot. Do we know if that was
Yes.
sold?
Yeah, I believe it closed.
Okay.
So I think it's a done deal. And again, you guys are really challenging my memory here, but I believe we approved the and it was a few months back, but I do believe we approved the final sale. And I think we had to give final approval, and then I think it closed a couple of days after.
Okay. I think if I remember right, I think it was roughly 80,000.
80. The number that pops in my mind was 85, and I know again that he kind of made a lowball offer. I'm not, or you know, relatively lowball offer. I'm not sure. Yeah, and then I think we countered and it was accepted. So,
Okay.
and again, I'm going off my 41-year-old memory here. So,
Paul, it has closed. Plow crews in that cul-de-sac, we used to put the snow into that empty lot. They're in there working. As of about 3 to 4 weeks ago, we couldn't put the snow in there anymore. So it's closed. It's their lot. It's sold. So just to answer for Jake.
Okay.
all right, thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And I'm 56, so I'd like to be 42.
All right, I'll check with Brian. But another question that rose up was that we didn't put the warming houses out this year, and whether or not that money gets allocated back to our budget.
I don't believe we've discussed it, but I don't think a decision's been made on that yet.
Okay.
I would be inclined, and I can't speak for the rest of the council other than myself, but I would be inclined to put it, to put it back in parks.
I know
That would
originally
be my vote.
we had $100,000 set aside for rebuilding the warming house at Walton.
Mhm.
And we opted to use that money to put a warming house, a portable warming house at Walton and East Side.
Yep.
So I'm just
Which
kinda
we did
thinking-
not do.
Right.
Yeah, and again, I don't know that, I don't recall that coming up yet, but obviously it will. And what I'm gonna do, Paul, that is something I'm gonna send an email on. Give me one sec here. And in fact, I'll send an email as soon as we're done here. Warming house funds. No, that's a great question, by the way.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I don't have anything. Well, commissioners?
I have a
No.
question. I'm not sure if Jake's the right person, but someone in this Zoom room probably is. The dog park. I have been there a few times this winter, and I've heard some folks really complaining about the hours that it closes a half hour after sunset, just in the winter with the shortened daylight. That's really challenging for people who work and still need to get their dogs exercised. I was wondering if that's something we can adjust and just make it a set time instead of sunlight based, even if it's just for the winter, or is that, I don't know.
Yeah, and I would guess that the concerns there would be safety related, but that is something else I will inquire about.
No, Jeff, does someone manually have to go down and lock that up?
No, the gates are open all the time, so it's just, there's a, one party across the streets never liked the dog park from the beginning. And the ordinance reads half hour before sunset, half hour after. Well, like Jenny was saying, 4:30, I mean, go back to October, November, it's dark. People work till 5 o'clock and they want to get their dog out and get in there at 6, 7 o'clock. And I know the police are getting called all the time from the same individual. And that's something I think that would have to sent to the council, and the ordinance would have to be adjusted for that. I think that's where we have to start. But I agree with Jenny. They can't get home at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and you can't even use the park. It's frustrating for them. So there's only been the one person up there that's complained that lives across the street to the west. She's been to a couple of our meetings and she's got some legitimate gripes, but they're unfounded. But I get it, 7 o'clock at night, whatever, people are in there, but like Jenny said too, people work till 5:30, 6 o'clock, they get home, they feed their family, and then they want to get their dog out. So that's where the issue. And like I think it's something that would have to be sent to the council for the ordinance to be changed. And instead of going by the sunset, post the hours differently in the as far as winter months.
Right,
I
different.
have a question about that. Oh, go ahead, Glenn.
Well, I was just gonna say, I don't have a dog, but I'm just curious, is the dog park lit?
I was going to ask the same question.
No, it's not.
So then people go, then they'd have to have their flashlight or something with them, or?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people do carry them with
Okay.
flashlights, whatever. It's just the surrounding street lights that are run on 50th and then up Hillvale there.
Okay.
Yep, and I will also inquire with city administrator on that and see if there's anything. Have you guys heard from residents regarding the dog park hours, or?
Just
Was
from
that
the
something that
one, Jake, just from the one that lives in the townhouses to the west there, right across
Okay.
the street from the parking lot.
Okay, and they were in favor of longer hours.
They don't even want the
Okay,
park there.
that's the one that was complaining about the
Yes.
smell and, okay,
Yep.
okay, yeah, okay.
And I was hearing from people who were at the dog park. They weren't speaking to me. I was overhearing it because I was chasing my dog. But they were talking to each other about how police had been called on them, and they were really struggling to be able to properly exercise their dog within daylight hours in the winter months.
Okay. Yep, I will definitely, not necessarily get the ball rolling, but I will inquire to see what would be necessary to possibly make a change there.
Sure.
Jan, did you have another question?
No, mine was the same as Glenn's, is it lit and, is that what's bothering that resident that's across from the parking lot? That they would have to light it longer or I don't know. I was just trying to just see, I'm not up there at night, so I don't know.
All right. Anyone else got questions for council member? All right, thanks, Jake.
Yep, and I will, and, since I'm new, how would you, and I will inquire about both warming house funds and dog park hours. How would you guys like me to, I guess, get back to you on that?
Well, I suppose since it's public, we should just do it at the next meeting so that everyone knows
Okay.
what the answers are to those.
Okay,
Unless we want
Okay,
to go
and-
over it email and then go over it again at the meeting.
okay, and what I'll do, Julie, I will include you on the email and I'll email the city administrator.
Mhm.
And then and you the one to talk about that I would need to discuss the commission agenda with?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
sounds good.
all right. All right,
All right.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Since Jeff left us, I think it's Julie.
I'm here.
Oh, here you are. All right, Jeff, you're up.
Oh, so I was just going to touch base a little bit on the refurbing of the Walton hockey rink. I know we struggled with it for several years, since probably 2007, and we removed the existing foundation last spring, early summer, and redid it. The rink has been phenomenal this year. It's been
Okay.
great sheet ice. We're not battling the issues we had with the center going out of it once it got hit by the sun. It's been a great sheet ice. So it's sad that we didn't have the warming houses there with what we're dealing with, but it's got a lot of heavy usage, and it was a good investment to do that for our rink. So it's been great. So just wanted to touch base on that. So
That's good.
from what
Has
we've
it been getting rented out by Teja then?
haven't had that yet that I'm aware of. And I think I don't know if it's because of the not being a warming house there with the cold weather we've had, with the extreme cold weather. I haven't been notified of any rentals. So, but like I say, it's been a great improvement to that rink. So
Good.
yeah, it was great to see. Yeah.
That's it for you?
Yeah. And
Thank you, sir.
yeah, thank you.
Hey, I do have something for you though.
Money, cash.
Close. The
Well, I mean, personally, not business wise.
Minnesota Twins sent the plaque for
Oh, awesome.
Birth Field.
Very cool.
So I have that in my possession,
Okay.
and you can get that up there sometime. this
Yeah, very
spring.
cool. Very
Yep.
cool.
That was very nice of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll start working on finishing up that field here in the spring. I know Traveling's got a good handful of teams going, but I think they might actually look at utilizing the pinwheel.
Okay.
So that might give us more time to work on the other field. So
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Paul.
Julie.
All right, so I just have a short update on our February programs now that we're up and running and resuming things. Our spring newsletter is out. It hit mailboxes a couple weeks ago, and the months it covers are February through May, so that's considered our spring season. So we've been taking registrations for that. AARP, I've talked about that in the last few years. The Discovery Center is again acting as a tax assistance site this year. Things are a little different, obviously, with COVID. So we booked the appointments in 2 days actually this year. Normally it takes a few weeks for those to book up, but they were only able to accommodate 100 people this time. So they start on Thursday and they'll be here on Mondays as well. So that'll kick off this week. So we're happy to have them here. Our indoor market has resumed in person again, so we're happy for that. Our vendors very happy as well. A few more dates left. We've got February 20th, March 6th, and the 20th, and those run from 9 to 1 at the Oakdale Discovery Center. So, we have a scaled back indoor market this year. We've got about 10 vendors or so, but we want to keep everybody socially distanced and keep it safe for everybody. So those are back up and running. Snowshoe rentals. I'm not sure if anybody knows that. We rent snowshoes for $5 for a 2-hour time slot, and they've been going crazy this season.
Cool.
So nonstop. We've had at least 60 rentals since the end of December, early January. So lots of people renting those, or just, you know, even bringing their own out to snowshoe in the Discovery Center. So that's really great to see. Obviously, people want to get out and do things this winter. So we've got sizes for both kids and adults. And if you have a group of 6 or more, we recommend that you make a reservation with us. So just give us a call if you want to go ahead and do that. Warming houses and ice rinks, Jeff spoke to that already, so I'll go ahead and skip that one. Story Stroll. So our new Story Stroll is by Michael Hall. Name is My Heart is Like a Zoo. So if you weren't aware, I know I've talked about this the last couple times, but it's a partnership that we have with Washington County, and basically it's a stroll that we have through the park, through the Discovery Center. You can just walk out the front door, and that'll bring you right into, I suppose, the trail, and then you're going to make a loop around. SCC did a YouTube video last week with Laura and Megan from the Washington County Library. Really, really neat and really interesting. I'll send you guys a link if you want to watch that, but really neat and really fun to watch. So they did a fantastic job with that.
Julie, I wanted to just say real quick, the Ezra Jack Keats, The Snowy Days, one in January, that was excellent.
Good.
Yeah, I haven't seen the February one yet, but
Okay.
and walking around there, I just thought it was great to
Good to
have
hear.
that.
Thanks. We've got a lot of positive feedback about that, and now it's kind of like, why haven't we been doing that all winter? So
Yeah.
you know, spring and summer as well too. So we're hoping just to resume that and continue that as a annual yearly program that we're going to do. So good to hear, Jan.
Yeah,
Thanks.
good. Yeah.
We've got our Wahoo Adventures Snowshoe and Bonfire coming up, and that'll be on Saturday, February 27th. Basically, we do that every year, and Carrie from Wahoo Adventures, she does her luminary lit snowshoe trail throughout the park. So we're going to do that in a modified format. We've got staggered times and a reduced capacity for that event, but we are full on that as well. So we've got almost 100 people that'll be coming through there at staggered times through the evening. So excited to see good numbers with that. Our Art Discovery Fair, that'll resume on Saturday, March 27th, and that'll be held from 10 to 3 at the Discovery Center. So that was rescheduled, so we're bringing that back in March. So hoping to have a good turnout with that. We do have vendors signing up already, so they're happy to see that back with us. And then one last thing, we are hiring for summer program instructors. Application and job descriptions are found on our website, so take a look at that. We're accepting applications through the end of March, and then we hold the interviews in April. So if you know anybody who's looking for a summer job, give me a call, give the department a call. We'll be hiring a few, so looking forward to getting our summer programming underway. So just let me know if you know anybody who's interested.
Yeah. I have a question, Julie. Is Oakdale doing the garage sale around the whole community again in the spring? I know that kind of got waylaid last year, and I don't know.
There's 2 different garage sales. There's an indoor garage sale that the recreation department does.
That's
and then
not what
and then there's the citywide garage sale. I know there's been some discussion on that. Let me get back to you, Jan, on what was decided. Okay. It's not through our department, but I can certainly find that out tomorrow for you.
Okay. Yes, that sounds good. Thanks.
Okay. Yep. Anybody else with questions for me?
And then I've already signed up for the park cleanup, so they're definitely doing that this year in the spring, right? We did it in the fall last year, I guess, but.
Yep, we are.
Yeah, okay.
Any other questions for Julie? All right, now we move on to commissioner comments. Anyone got anything you'd like to bring up?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm part of the wellness group, we've got some things going on that I just wanted to let people know about. One is the wellness group did a snowshoe event February 2nd at Lake Elmo. Turned out really good, had a lot of turnout. They are doing it again March 2nd. I don't know if that's filled or not, but just wanted to mention that. And also we have other items coming up. We don't have dates. We're planning on doing a first aid CPR course in the fall that we coordinate that with the Oakdale Fire Department. So
Is there
I
an
have
age
contact
restriction on that class?
on the first
CPR?
aid. No,
Okay.
no. We're also looking to do a bike maintenance. That too would not have an age restriction, but we have to find out a date that's going to work. Another thing that Wellness is doing is teaming up with ARP on age-friendly communities. And if you're interested in finding out more information on that, you can contact me. Or you can contact Bonnie Wilson. I don't know, how do I give people information? My email, or how should I do that, Julie?
They can reach out to me.
Okay, you can reach out to Julie then.
Yep.
The other thing Wellness is planning on doing is a community gardens and a peace poll. I think I've talked to you about that before, Paul.
Yep.
And anyone interested in helping with that can reach out to Julie, and then Julie, you can give me their contact or whatever, because we are looking to find a park that would be suitable to put a community garden in, and what the requirements are and so forth.
I think they did one park already, if I remember right. It's kind of like in the northwest or northeast sector.
Was it Oakfield?
I think yeah, I believe that's right.
Yeah, I think that was through the community, or through the Parks and Recs, or Master Gardeners, maybe. I'm not sure. But
And who maintains this garden once it goes in?
well, see, that's what we're looking to do, is get it so either we have a rain garden type watering system, or make sure that it is close to some kind of a watering system, like, you know, near a school, because we'd hope to have maybe it's one of the schools help participate with kids so that they get to know what all is involved with the community garden and that type of thing. It's kind of just in the process of being thought about.
Yeah, Jan, Bonnie did send me some information regarding that, and I've been talking to her about that. That's something that needs to be further discussed before we start moving forward with anything like that. And I know the council is looking at different ordinances and things like that, and to speak to maintenance and things like that, things that placed in the parks and within the city.
Okay.
So that's still in discussion, but we can, you know, I will keep Bonnie and let her know where we're at with that. But that's just something that's in discussion right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just want to, I just want to interject. Just want to interject too that, yeah, we did have some pretty heavy discussions last fall about if somebody makes a donation, for example, you know, what do we do once the funds run out? How are we going to maintain it, et cetera? But since those discussions, it hasn't come back up, and I'm anticipating that at some point it will. I'm just not sure when. Obviously, we have a lot on our plate right now, so
And
it
I
has
think
been addressed.
Okay.
And it,
yeah, last
go ahead.
fall we did a walk through the Discovery Center, and there's a lot of donated plots in there with different plants and stuff, but there's no maintenance that are being done on these particular spots. And that was one of the concerns that Jenny had was, you know, how do we maintain that once it's donated?
Yep. Yeah, and Colleen did bring that to us, and I know we did have some discussions, and obviously no decisions were made. And you know what? And why don't you guys let me follow up with city administrator on that too?
All right. Since we're talking, Jake, I'm looking at the CIP for 2021, Now, the ones that are listed out in 2021 are the ones that are actually been approved, correct?
That is my understanding, that with the approval of the budget, that also carries over onto the CIP. And I
Okay.
guess, and I should preface that by saying the dollar amount has definitely been approved.
Okay.
Not necessarily which project.
Right, okay,
But-
because we did a CIP analysis and presented it to, or Brian presented it to the council with, 6 or 7 items. So I guess my question is, 1, are they approved? And 2, when are they scheduled? And obviously I know you probably wouldn't know a lot of that, but how do we know what's going forward and being completed?
Well, let me follow up with that too. You guys are challenging me here with some specific questions. Hang on.
So one of them, Jeff, you might have an answer on, is the replacement signs for the Discovery Center.
Yeah, they're already installed.
They're already
done
installed?
and installed. Yep.
Oh, okay.
I think we had.
And what I can tell you, go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
No, sorry, Jake. I think there was 15,000 budgeted. I think it came in under 7,000. It was 6 or something. So I had them done, ordered them early January, late December, and they're already been replaced. So the 4 signs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. And what I can tell you, Paul, I don't have any recollection of anything on the CIP not being included. That's not to say it's not the case, but I would remember, I think.
Okay.
So
Then maybe what I'll do is I'll touch base with Brian, and just to make
Yep.
sure that we're all on the same sheet of what we have on our slate for 2021, so that we know that's set, and then we can start looking at 2022.
okay, yeah. And just for my own information, I'm going to follow up on that too, just so I know that for sure. But I don't recall any discussions about taking anything off. So
Okay. Well, I was just wondering with the
Um,
COVID stuff too, with the dollars coming in,
Yep.
whether or not it's going to be able to support.
Yeah. And I will tell you this too, I hope everybody's keeping their fingers crossed. The $1.9 trillion package that they're talking about in Congress right now has $350 billion going to the states, which is actually a lot more money than what the original CARES Act had coming. Now, that's not to say the state will allocate even a penny to municipalities this time, but I would have to think that they would at least throw us a little bit of help. So,
Right.
we'll
Hopefully.
see.
Yeah. All right. Any other commissioners got any comments, concerns, or something they want to share?
I wanted to just formally welcome Freddie to the commission. It's nice to have a new face, and then I continue to every once in a while check the openings on our various commissions and try to spread the word on social media and with other, with my networks. Continuing to look for more representation and more diverse representation throughout our city, wherever possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
welcome, Freddie. Welcome to the club.
Welcome, Fred.
Welcome, Freddie.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Frank.
You look frozen.
I've been having issues. I had to relocate and everything, so it's all right.
Oh, you look good now. All right. If there's nothing else, then we just look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion.
And motion second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Thank you very much, and everyone have a great night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank
See you
you.
guys.